Congressman Pete Hoekstra. He's answering questions that you've been sending in. Rick?
Just got one from John. He goes to Calvin College, and here's what he says. I understand, Congressman, that we'll be getting extra money in our paychecks with the reduction of federal withholding, but have tax rates changed at all, or will we receive a credit to offset the taxes to pay at the end of the year, or will we have to put out extra money to compensate for the money that we get now? In other words, is it pay me now and pay me back later, or is this money that people will actually get to benefit and keep?
They will get to keep it. The tax tables will be adjusted. This is not a liability that they will incur that they've got to pay back at the end of the year. This is their money.
So as that withholding starts, and it should start very, very soon, people will see a few dollars extra, some $13, something like that, in their paycheck every week through the end of the year, which comes up to something like $800 for a couple?
That's right.
All right.
$800 per couple.
All right. Here's another question. Assistance for those of us who are lost our jobs, and they have to cash in 401ks. There's a big penalty when you take your money out of 401ks. I don't understand, says Scott from Hudsonville, the penalties associated with the withdrawal. When the balance continues to plummet, company match is generally gone. Here's somebody who needs his 401k money, wants to take it out, doesn't understand why he should get a penalty for it. Is there anything that Congress is considering that would change that?
I mean, there's a rationale for why they pay the penalty, because the earnings have been tax-free. But I think with the kind of difficulties that families are facing today, we should maybe make a window of opportunity, 12, 18, 24 months, where you can withdraw a certain percentage of funds out of your 401k without incurring the penalty. I think that's a very good idea and something that Congress should consider.
And neither one of us want to be financial advisors here, but earlier in the week we had folks talking about 401k, and to bear in mind, even if something like that came along, if you took your money out of your 401k now, you would be taking out at its lowest point. So the value would have been much higher 18 months ago. If you take it out now, there's already some built-in.
That's right. And what happens is you're taking it out at the lowest. The money that you pull out would still be subject to income tax, but the thing that you would save is the penalty.
The penalty.
Waive the penalty, but not the income tax, because when you put the money in, you didn't pay any income tax on that. So, you will be nicked for the income tax. You just won't get nicked for the penalty.
And that's something that hasn't happened but could happen.
Could
we'll
happen,
keep you updated on it. Here's another one. I heard from various sources, says this email, that the new stimulus program will include a $25 increase in unemployment payments. That's true.
That's correct.
That the first $2,400 payments will not be taxed.
I think that's probably true.
Okay, and if one seeks COBRA insurance, the employer will have to pay 65%. There is a 65% benefit for the person seeking COBRA, but it's not the employer.
No, it's the employer. It's not the employer. The federal government will pay. The interesting thing about that feature, Rick, is it means that for some people who go on, who are laid off, they may actually have more of their health care premium paid for than the people who are still working. The federal government will pay 65%. For some people who are in health care, they may be paying 50% of the premium right now. So that's kind of an aberration that we're going to have to take a look at.
There are a couple of questions here, and I'm going to try to paraphrase them, because there are people out there that very much want this stimulus to work. They believe that the majority of people in Michigan, the majority of people in many counties in Michigan voted for Barack Obama and believe that this stimulus package, as it is laid out, is something that will work. And there are people that wonder why. Why Republicans en masse in the House of Representatives did not support this package. Was it because, and again, there are several emails, so I'm kind of paraphrasing this. Was it more because of a fundamental thought that it would not work, or because it was a political philosophy that you were voting against?
No, I think kind of a combination of the two. We don't think it will work. We think that increasing government spending is not the way to stimulate the economy. Investment in industry, giving money back to taxpayers is a more effective way to work. I think we all hope that we develop stimulus plans and tax policy that will work. So we're not, there are some that are saying they hope that President Obama fails. I'm not in that category, all right? I want this president and this Congress in this America to be very, very successful, and that we work together to get there.
Congressman Peter Hoekstra, thank you for coming in. As we pointed out, this is the first in a number of weeks. We're going to have Democrats and Republicans come in and talk about this. And next week, we're also going to be doing something that I think you're going to find very exciting during Your Money, Your Questions.